Hello and welcome to a short tutorial on creating an Apple ID for children under the age of 13. So this tutorial will use the family sharing system that Apple have to allow for this to happen. In this system, you can do a couple of things. One is you can, first of all, create an account for a child under the age of 13. Or alternatively, you can invite an existing Apple ID into a family. That to do, we have that on a separate video. You're welcome to watch that if that's what you wish to do. This video is about, as a parent, creating an Apple ID for a child under the age of 13. So we'll get started. To do this, we'll open up our iPad and we'll go into Settings. And down the left-hand side, we're going to choose the option for iCloud. After it's loaded, on the right-hand side, we'll see near the top a section specifically for family. So we'll tap on that, open it up. Now just a note, you will need to have credit card details in for family sharing to set up. However, it's worth noting that you don't actually have to use the credit card. So any child's Apple ID can have, if you wish or they wish to have credit on theirs, can use vouchers. And whenever purchasing an app, if they need to, the Apple ID will always take first from any credit that's in there that's been preloaded from vouchers. Secondly, you can have it set up, which we'll get to later, so that if they do wish to purchase an app, they will have to ask permission from a parent or guardian first. So that way, nothing is ever charged to any credit card from a child without the parent's knowledge. So let's get started. So we're going to add a family member. And this is the screen where if you were adding an existing Apple ID, we'd put in that email address. However, we're not. We're going to create an Apple ID for a child as written in blue. So we'll tap on that. And up it comes, create an Apple ID for a child. Next. So here we'll put in the birth date of our child. So I'm just going to make up a random date from just a few years ago. And hit next. 4th of August. I'll agree to the terms and conditions. This step will just verify your credit card. And when we've done that, this is where we get to the personal details. So we'll put in the name of the child. So in the case of mine, I'll put in Mary as the first name, Mount as the second name, just because it makes life a little bit easier. So now we're going to create the Apple ID itself. This is the email address used as the Apple ID. It will be an @icloud.com email address. It means that the child will have an email address using the @icloud.com domain. That also means this will be their Apple ID. So when they use to sign in, this will be the email address they use. Just a word of note that there are an awful lot of Apple IDs with @iCloud. So it's going to be a case of trying to be very, very creative and individual, because there is always a high chance that the email address that you would like has been taken. So I'll try a little simple mary.mount and we'll give that a go. I can't change it, so I'll create it. And I'm fortunate. It doesn't exist, so I can keep going. Okay, so at this point we need to put in a password, and you'll see from the text written at the top, it needs to have some conditions, that being that it has to have at least 8 characters, include a number, an uppercase letter, and a lowercase letter. So in this case here, I'll put in a password that I'll need to record down somewhere else, make sure we don't forget it. Okay, with my password done, I'll just tap next. This step here may take a few moments to get through. So you're going to choose 3 questions and put in 3 answers. Again, like your password, a very good idea to record it somewhere. Okay, so with my questions done, again, make sure that you have recorded those somewhere. They are required if you forget your password, and they are quite often forgotten and very easily forgotten. So again, do record them somewhere. And next. Ask to buy. So this is the toggle which requires any child under the age of 13. If you want them to request permission before they can download an app, this will make that happen. If you're happy for them to just download the app on their own, you're welcome to just switch that off. But again, if you do have it switched on, they cannot download the app until you approve it. And tap next. Sharing your location is totally up to you. So whether or not you would like that person or that child to share their location with you, Again, the iPad needs to have location services turned on and needs to have Wi-Fi for it to work. That's a personal choice. I'll tap yes, share location, agree to some terms and conditions, and agree. Okay, so now that that's complete, we can see that under family members that this fake student, Mary Mount, is listed there. She has her own Apple ID and email address, and the ask to buy toggle is turned on. So at any stage, if you wish to turn it off, you can do so. If it's a case of the inconvenience being there, having to request permission, or it's a problem, you can always come back and turn it off. But back under family, you'll see it listed. And if I come back out, obviously under family, it's got the child's name listed there. That's the end of this tutorial. Hopefully you've managed to create a new family Apple ID for a child under the age of 13. That Apple ID can now be used to sign in on that child's iPad and create a whole new iPad from there.